All right, in this video, I'm going to tell you about Report for the President, which is a website that offers a login for you to get, oh, they've changed the front. A login for you to get these reports that was advertised on two channels, Your Voice America through Ann Vandersteel and TRACY BEANZ through this video. Some of you know what have been going on because you've watched my live streams, but others may not. I urge you to not only avoid this, I'll tell you why right now, and I think that by the end of it, you'll understand why we've tried to stop this, or not, at least educate people on the other side of it, because the people that have put this out have dropped it onto YouTube as if it's just another YouTube story that's forming a natural trend with high views. But in all reality, that is not true. This was a propagated, pushed, forced trend, much like another trend that we know of that has happened lately. Let me try to show you this and prove it to you. We'll move on. First up, the world is exposed to this mostly when TRACY BEANZ put this out. TRACY has not been putting up a lot of content lately. She's pretty active on Twitter, and she went from, at her peak, from doing Q videos to doing like these big discoveries inside of government reports, and also advertising this person's, quote unquote, this person's Kids Incorporated documentary. It's almost like everyone has pined that watched her show for another big drop from her, and other ones have kind of failed. She does things like New Papadopoulos filing. She went into the OIG trying to tell people. She basically tries to tell you how huge something is and tries to get you pumped up for it, just like she did with this new thing. In fact, if I searched TRACY BEANZ Twitter, I have to right click it and open in an incognito tab because she blocked me. I don't really understand why, because she actually tweeted me a bunch of stuff before she blocked me, you know, to stop me from writing back. Just like with this OIG bombshell, 21K hearts, 24K retweets, trying to build hype on something. So when we notice that this, how it starts off with saying how big it is, how huge it is, it was a little bit of a shocker, because she does, I listened to it fully, and she does mention the website, Report for the President. How is this nefarious? How is this devious, though? So very quickly, I started to look into this, only because a lot of people started to send me requests to do so. Let me show you some of the stuff I found. We started to look into it very quickly. Some of the intelligence leakers, which if you don't realize what this is, because TRACY and Ann don't explain it that well, these two people that they interview on TRACY BEANZ video, these two, are reported to be ex-members of the intelligence community that are going to drop reports where the president himself can log in. They've got it blocked a little bit now. Isn't that a little funny? Look at this. So if you go to the homepage when you first go here, it used to show this as President Login. You can still see it, just that it looks like it's kind of, you know, been edited with a new picture to try to not show this as much. Because they're, well, maybe it's because I have it closed in. Hold on. No, it is edited purposely that way. And what this is they were trying to make it look like the president himself was leaking data through these two ex-officials, ex-intelligence officials. By the way, every single one of these LARPs that starts off, they're always trying to get you to think the president is connected, just like with the other one that happened lately. This is almost exactly a year since TRACY started to convince us of another big leak. And I've got massive data on that to show you later on in this video. So Thomas Drake says this, because he was mentioned on the website. Brought to my attention, JTF MAGA website prominently listed me as part of their team. False. They never approached Drake. They never asked him to be a part of this. He never leaked anything to them. Why does this matter? Because JTF MAGA actually is the same thing as this. It's just a failed attempt. As you see, they've taken off some people, haven't they? Several of them. Weird, right? It's the same thing as Report for the President, both run by the same individual. Who is that? That man right there, Joshua Macias. Well, as you're about to find out, that may not be his name. So last night, we were shocked when we started to find more information on this. Let's take a quick look. So basically, there was a bit of an outrage when people noticed that this website would cost $7 to join and $2 a month. Very quickly, Beanz, Vandersteel, and Bill Mitchell, who are three people promoting the living hell out of this, knowing how much it costs, and I'm going to show you they know in just a second. Now they're trying to backstep, okay? Do you see this? This is what they do. It's almost like a normal politician. Something goes the wrong way, they try to take a few step backs and rid their name of it, right? YVA has no business or financial relationship with it. Liar. And I will show you why you're lying. Right here. Because days before all of this happened, there was a group of people that just happened to have, in Washington, D.C., a picture taken of them. Who is at this table in this picture? Well, if you look close, you'll notice that it is Ann Vandersteel, TRACY BEANZ, and those prominent government leakers. Those prominent government leakers. Tracy right there hugging one of them. The other one right here, Macias. There's the other government leaker with Vandersteel sitting so close to him. They did have a business relationship. This was planned and plotted. They knew it was $7 a month. They knew $7 to join and $2 a month. They knew this, and they admitted it themselves when they hyped this before it happened. Why are they trying to backstep now? Because the backlash has been enormous. Not only that, take a look right here. Joshua Macias, on his first video on his YouTube channel, what is it? Internet Marketing 301, where if you listen to this, he says this at the beginning.
Hello, my friends. This is Joshua Macias. Many people have come to me and asked, Joshua, how is it that I can get leads and traffic to my website?
Now, since I'm using the fair use article in the description, that's all I'm going to play of it, and it's sourced to his website, his YouTube site, Internet Marketing 301. Why is this significant? Because is he an ex-intelligence community leaker or a marketing strategist, a marketing expert? Seems to me like he's the latter. Could he still be an intelligence community specialist? Sure. But it turns out if you research him, he's been trying to find a hashtag that will go viral and push it out on the internet for the last 4 or 5 years, if not before then. He's just been doing it with his face out in the open for the last 4 or 5 years that we can tell. Also, he has several aliases. Let me show you all of this too. Now, there's a lot to go through. I'm going to try to get through. Basically, after the big outlash, not only does TRACY BEANZ, Vandersteel, and Bill Mitchell basically flip out and say, listen, you guys are lying. We don't have any relationship. The site is free as far as I can tell. Bill Mitchell, that's a direct lie. Direct lie. In fact, I will prove it to you in just a second, but let's go through what I clipped last night systematically. Now take a listen to this from TRACY BEANZ. I find it really interesting how it's all playing out. Let's dissect this, shall we? Ann does the interview with Rob and Joshua. I was amazed at the info. Just as I stated, Ann had been working with them on it for a while. I at no time had details, just that it was big info. Last night, I was not going to do this video. I thought about doing this video last night, and I said to myself, no, I'm going to stop because Tracy was having a massive meltdown on Twitter. Her meltdown involved with how she's so sick and tired of truthers attacking each other. No, I want to respond to that because, Tracy, this isn't truthers attacking each other. This is people trying to show what really happens. The same thing that happened with Q, and if you remember, we proved it. We proved to you that Q was a big marketing campaign to make it look bigger than it really was so that people would buy into it, and that's exactly how this was started. So this isn't a group of people trying to attack other truthers. This is a group of people trying to stop another giant, giant LARP from being thrust upon the public so that a few people can gain from the viral aspect of it. UNIRock, you can't just say things like that without proving it. I got you covered. So like I said, we've got these. Last Refugee put this out. These tweets and one photo in a DC hotel this weekend. To me, these are in conflict. They do not reconcile. How can you have no relationship and simultaneously be working with them on it, website launch, for a while? See the problem? You decide. Well, I completely agree, Last Refugee, because we are stuck between a rock and a hard beam, because I can see with my eyes. These people met in person before all of this happened. I attest to you, they met to try to invent a viral marketing scheme using the truth community, using political community, and using Tracy Beanz' established status from QAnon, which, by the way, before QAnon, Tracy Beanz had just as many subs as I did back then, 2,000, 3,000 subs. Now she's at over 90-some K. Why? Well, you know why. Because she didn't do what Isaac Green did. She didn't come out and tell the truth about Q. She didn't come out and try to show people the real truth about it. She gained what she could from it and then sidestepped and kept moving on without ever mentioning Q again. And then when she was forced to mention Q, she did it on Steemit. Go search her Steemit account instead of doing it on YouTube. This is my problem. Tracy was saying last night she doesn't have privacy. An invasion of privacy? No, this is not. It's an invasion, in my opinion, of the truth community to try to pretend like you just naturally saw the interview, naturally liked it. I just showed you her tweet. She says she's outraged at the fact that people won't believe her, that she just saw this, and it just, like she said, find it interesting how it's playing out. Let's dissect this. She does the interview with Rob and Joshua. I was amazed and had been working with them on it for a while. I had no time, had details, just that it was big info. No, actually, that is completely contradicted by this picture. Completely contradicted about when you went to D.C. When she did go to D.C., did she tell her audience that she was going there to meet with them before putting out this big video? My other point last night was that when Tracy did this video, which now is almost at 200,000 views in just 6 days, when she did this, if she would have started the video and said, "Hi guys, I met with Ann Vandersteel. I'm in a business relationship with her. She has a monetary interest in me promoting this interview for you about these former intelligence leakers," which, by the way, for both of those two people, we cannot confirm that they were ever a part of the intelligence community, just that one of them was a veteran and also a viral marketer after the military, the Navy. Like I'm trying to say, if Beanz would have come out and told the truth, then I believe people wouldn't have bought into it. They wouldn't have shared it like they did. Several other big YouTube channels wouldn't have told their audience to go watch it and share it like they did. And if people would have known that there was a business aspect to this beforehand, they they noticed a conflict of interest. You will say it's huge. You'll say it's the biggest thing since sliced bread, which she says right here. But is that true? Or are you saying it because you work with Ann and she wants you to? These are things we should know as a community so that we can make up our mind before hyping this for you. Because it is my assertion, and I am sorry to say it, y'all. I'm trying to get this done fast. It is my assertion that this is purposeful. This is how these guys operate. I've said this ever since I noticed them doing it with Q. Remember, I messaged Tracy Beanz in the January trip code hack and told her, "Tracy, there's no way that the same Q was there before the trip code hack and the same Q is there after. We have no way to confirm it, no way to make sure that that's true or not." And they lied to you and told you that the Bakers assured them that there was a way to prove it. I said, screen cap that and show it to us so we can see it, and then we'll be behind it with you. They never did that. Everything that's ever happened, they've tried to say the best thing they can about Q, best thing they can about everything they push, and never report the bad stuff. Never report that it's a business deal. Never report that they went to D.C. to see Ann. Tracy still claims she went to DC for something else. I just don't buy it, and I'm allowed to not buy it. You are allowed to not buy it too. Another thing that's massive to this is that the very intelligence, the people that are involved with this, who we can confirm were in the intelligence community, are disavowing it. And the only ones left on there we can't confirm. Another message from Thomas Drake saying, I am not involved in this. It's just sick because Drake only gets 1,000 hearts and 800 retweets as compared to Tracy's 21,000 because of her blatant manipulation, in my opinion. I'm saying it's my opinion, Tracy. You can't get mad. You have opinions about Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and stuff and Papadopoulos and then you can't get mad at me if I have an opinion that you're doing something wrong. You know, if you are a person that calls people out, you got to be okay with people calling you out. It's just the two-way street that you have to walk on. Okay, now, last refugee said buyer beware. So what did they do? They quickly removed the pay aspect. But it is my assertion that they then started to move to YouTube. Now, they didn't plan on going to YouTube to do this. They didn't plan on that. It was just supposed to be the website. They were supposed to hook people into a monthly scheme. Now, since they can't monetize the website due to the public outrage, they're trying to save their sinking ship by bringing the Report for the President to YouTube. In fact, there is a Report for the President YouTube channel just created. Wow, right? Anyway, what else we got? So this is, Tracy was in a group, and they all talked, and she was hyping this Report for the President. People in the group started to get a little bit, they started to get a little bit suspicious. They said, Tracy says, I'll be in DC this week. Notice how she doesn't say shit about meeting Ann Vanderstill and the men. Who vetted these guys? Vet them yourself. They've given their names. See, this is what Tracy's doing. Now, Tracy, if you're willing to share this as the biggest intel leak ever, you should have vetted them in the very beginning of the video. Vetting means prove to us who they are, because now it's come into question. And now, even if they do turn out to be intel leakers, we're still not going to trust them. Not when they've got a presidential login on the front page, and the president himself hasn't told a single person that he's going to leak data through this website. I don't think he is. I don't think he is going to. Rosie Mimos is someone that was in the group with Tracy Beanz. She says, let's go to the big board. This is a lie. I was in the DM group. This is really effed up that one crappy website is causing a divide because she's being attacked left and right by this guy, Stealth Jeff, who is an avid Beanz and other Vanderstill supporter. I left a direct message group because the last refugee kept trying to gaslight the room by feeding us disinfo to see if we'd tweet it out so we could be discredited. This is what they do, my friends. If you ask any questions about the strange things they're doing, they immediately try to turn you into a bad guy. They do not care who they stab in the back. We have the evidence of it. We can see it happening. They should have been saying, you know what? These are great points. We want to know who these leakers are. We want to know if you had a business deal with them beforehand. We want to know if you have a monetary interest for this to be real. So now another person, Buzzed Aldrin, is talking about this and defending the last refugee. So you can see how it's causing all this fighting, and it's all around whether or not these guys are doing the right thing or not with this pay-to-play website. If you think just because they took away the fee, they're not going to find another way to monetize this, you're dead wrong. Which brings me to the earnest of Mitchell and Vanderstill. Earlier today, to get out in front of their non-vetted promotion, take ownership and publicly clean this up if possible, which was apparently a bridge too far. I digress. Basically, these same people that are involved in this are getting shit on left and right. Even me, who all I've done is report this, received death threats. I don't know if I want to show that last part, but this is from someone sending me the Punisher face and QAnon stuff, telling me I'm going to go to Gitmo and get, well, you could probably guess the F word after that word there, right? So this says, reportforthepresident.com enables the American people to view much evidence that the president will receive, plus will provide you with valuable information for you to use when voting on candidates and policies. But in order to finance our efforts, we ask for a $7 fee and then $2 per month. Now listen to this, because this almost made me vomit. Thank you for your patriotism. Supposedly the man who is lying about the president's involvement in this website, giving a pay-to-play website with the most baseline information put in it. Yes, it's just more, hey, I'm excellent at the government. I'm going to tell you government stuff because you're too dumb to figure it out yourself. Person, Joshua Macias. Oh, wait, isn't that what all these other guys on YouTube do who were pushing Q and then jumped off of it real quick to save their reps? Thank you for your patriotism. There is nothing patriotic about this website, about these people on YouTube, and about what's going on with this. Nothing at all. And don't you let them feed it to you to make you buy into it. Okay, so, which makes this a rather disingenuous, technically accurate statement. YVA has no business or financial relationship. And he's saying that anyone who's questioning them is libelous. This is ridiculous. Bill Mitchell has too many weird things happening, and I know certain people that I talk to like him, but I have to be able to tell the truth. I'm sorry. The original video, reportforthepresident.org. Yes, it's there. So what else is on the homepage? Her video is on the homepage of Report for the President, plus their intelligence leaks. And at the end of the video, we're going to open their intelligence leak. More about the fee that was inside the website. More just clips of the website. This is the team before these guys started reaching out and saying, we are not part of this. Take my face off of there. Joshua continues on track for his PhD in industrial and organizational psychology, working on projects in BCI, brain-computer interface. So, Josh Bloom Macias is not only a government official, not an intelligence official, is also a biotech innovator working on his PhD. He must be a complete polymath genius. He is all of these things. He's all of these things. This is incredible. How did he have enough time in his life to do all of this? Well, it's just amazing. See, this is what happens when you vet someone. But usually when you get paid money to promote something, you don't care about vetting. Joshua E. Macias, a.k.a. Joshua E. Bloom, not an intelligence official, well, who would have thunk it, on how to make money by creating websites on the internet. Wow, really? Gee willikers, I wonder why certain YouTubers were quick to push this out at you and get you hooked in to, going to the website. That's all the video was about. Now, here we go. This is Ann and Tracy pushing the website and pushing the fraud. I'd like to thank Tracy for doing an amazing job on the thread covering my show, where we start the journey with an unprecedented amount of former IC officials coming forward to blow the whistle on the weaponization of our intel community for political gain. Are you kidding me? You are weaponizing the truth community in order to get money. That's what you're doing, Vanderstill Beans, and anyone else that's being okay with you supporting and pushing this. It seems that, okay, so here, 2 federal agents, Robert Corona and Joshua Macias, have announced on Vanderstill's Your Voice America show that a coalition of 119 and growing U.S. intelligence workers from the FBI, the DOJ, the IRS, the DOD, the Office of Naval Intelligence, and CIA, all of these things, are launching 2 public websites later this week, Voter Truth and Report for the President, with official documents and information that should turn the tables on the Mueller investigation. No, they're just going to turn the tables on your wallet, guys. They're just lying to you, my friends. You got to wake up to this stuff, okay? Now, also Joshua Macias, the Mr. Intelligence Community Leaker who has 1 million jobs in his past, he's a realty house salesman. And he tells people how much money he makes and tries to teach them how to make money. Just starting to seem like the more you look into this man, the more scams he tries to perpetrate. This is highly suspect. I don't care if you start to hate me. I don't care if you love me after I tell you this. This is the information you should know before being presented these people by these surface level, quote unquote, truthers who are really just political salesmen selling you know, really out there political ideas so that they can fund their own, you know, lives, pretending like they're researchers. Boy, I don't normally leave an attorney's office smiling, but today I heard some good news and edification of what we've been doing back in 2009 when he was doing a different project to make money. Rut-row, vetting of Josh Macias reveals an alias. Weird. I can't believe it. What else do we have here? Just proof that what we're saying is true. Go down just a tiny bit further. More of his internet marketing stuff. Really weird, right? That this man who is an expert on all this other stuff. Do I need to show you any more? So, Tracy eventually gets exceptionally upset. She accuses me and others of trying to start trouble in the truth community. She blocks anyone that questions her while making sure to tag them and trash talk them beforehand. So let's go to Tracy's. Oh, God, there's new stuff here. I'm currently under mandatory evacuation on the road leaving my state. Remember the wait and see? I waited and saw. Okay, she's just talking about the... oh, no, she's got the report for the president. Report for the president, Josh Macias. Your pricing plan. Oh, look. They changed it. Annual membership $50, premium membership $5. Tracy knew this beforehand. She met with them in person. Don't let yourself be lied to anymore by these people. Again, Thursday, I made an error. Now, if we wouldn't have come out and exposed this, we would have never saw any of this. People just would have flocked to the website and ponied up their money. So basically, I'm not going to read Tracy's entire response from her Twitter. I'll remember what she said from last night so that I can end this video out and be done with it. To end this out, there are too many people that want to force you to believe that they are good researchers when all they do is bring you confusing stuff from the political world. If other people cannot sit down and draw the same conclusion off of the facts that are presented, then you shouldn't believe it. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to start trouble with people or make people angry. I just want the truth out there. I just want people to be able to, instead of maybe having all of these people, you know, convince you that you should pay money, convince you that they are the bomb.com with all their research, maybe, you know, they should just get up there and show you their research with leaving out of all the bombshell stuff and this is the biggest stuff ever. Because, and I have a reason for saying this, because here, let's say we'll just look at Beanz alone. Her record for bringing us big intelligence leaks and political bombshell things have only brought two things. The first thing you already know, Q, and the last, report for the president. That to me is enough to say, I'm done listening. Remember that thing I was going to tell you earlier? If you go to Tracy Beanz' first video on Q, what date was it? I should have had this prepared, but you know what? You can look it up yourself. There's a lot of people that have it on there. Global Agenda, Oil Guy, a lot of people that have full videos completely explaining all of this. But when Tracy and Jordan Sather did their first videos on Q, there was only 2 days since the first Q post. We are talking Q posts on poll, okay? Just a random post on poll that wasn't signed with Q Clearance Patriot or QAnon. Sather and Beanz both rush to their YouTube channels and act like they just discovered this thing and have to tell you about it because it could be the next big leak. It is my assertion to you that the reason that they brought you Q that early, before anyone had even talked about it, before it wasn't even gaining traction on the boards that much. No one really was completely wooed by it in the very beginning because all it said was Hillary was going to jail in 5 days and then she didn't go to jail. But I'll be damned if just 2 or 3 days after the first Q post, Sather and Beanz brought you the Q drops as the biggest thing coming up, the biggest thing ever. They hyped it the same way that Miss Beanz hyped this. Why was that? I would say we could learn from this situation and say, well, Ann Vandersteel told her, along with the people that she met with in Washington, D.C., they told her Miss Beans, will you please hype this for us? Is this not enough for you to believe finally that Q was plotted and planned, and certain YouTubers knew it and pounced on it as a way to propel themselves into their pursuit of becoming a public figure? That's the end. Thank you for listening. I'm UNIRock. Follow me on Twitter at UNIRocktv. I'm going to go live in just a second and bring some more videos to you. This is just my sum up and warning to you that if you want to follow this report for the president thing, you want to follow Tracy Beanz after continually bringing us, false piece of information after provably debunked piece of information, that's on you. Now, I will say this to Mrs. Beanz, to anyone else out there that follows her. If you think I'm wrong and you like her work, I urge you to go support her. See you soon.